Hey guys, Dzaraa here, bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on rails and metal. But for today's spawning in the south, we have Kurjam as the Soviets, who has Lend-Lease, Soviet shock army, and mechanized support. Teaming up with him is Taylor Swift as the Soviets as well, who has terror tactics, guard motor, and mechanized support. In the north, we have IJustDontCare, who is straight away locked in Osttrooping. And deploy himself a couple squads of those bad boys, and teaming up with him is Dzaraa, who has fortifications, Luftwaffe ground forces, and special operations. So we're not going to be seeing any of the elephants or the Jagdtiger, which is so popular on this map. See how the Axis get along without those. Everybody here is in the top 10 random 2s with their respective factions, and these are random teams, so yeah, it's going to be a cracking match. Well, conscripts get to this garrison first, try to stall for time here. Looks like both the Axis kind of making their way over here. One squad of Osttrooping down here as well. Perhaps he was hoping he could rush to that garrison. I mean, he was at the bad spawn though. With that squad of Osttrooping deploying them immediately, you know, maybe if the Soviets had to build something with the engineers, maybe he could beat them there, but probably not from his map spawn anyway. Conscript's getting beat up here, and there's a lot of rifles firing. Conscript's not that good at long range either. And what kind of build is this? He's got 2 combat engineers and a sniper. Sniper coming onto the field now. Looks like it's coming over to help with all this pressure from the Axis on this side. But there's a lot of rifles sitting behind that heavy cover. They desperately needs that sniper in there right now. Instead, let it cap. And there we go, sniper opens up, gets his first kill on the Osttrooping and then retreats. Oh no, that is bad news. Maybe that was a misclick. Either way, Allies are in deep trouble here. They're just getting steamrolled on every front basically. Got tech structure going up now for Kurjam, which is a good idea. He needs a machine gun to try to keep back these swarms of OKW infantry. Got some barbed wire going down on the door, so that's going to stop entrance from this way. No, oh yes it should do actually, and actually he may have just trapped himself in there. We'll have to wait and see. So when wires like this, you can enter through that door, or you can't enter through that door if the other door is still available. But if both the doors are blocked, you can go through those that type of wire. But yeah, see this one, I don't remember if they got in from this door or not. Not sure if that's blocked or if that's a trap, because you can do one wire traps. It's a bit harder to get the wire placed down there, but it's possible that there's a one piece of one wire trap. I did cover quite a lot of wire traps in the past, one of my tips videos, so you should check that out. No, I don't think I covered that type of wire trap there, because I found it easier to just do a 2-piece of wire trap. But technically that one would be better, because you only have to put down 1 piece of wire. It's a bit faster, but it's just easier to produce the 2-piece wire trap. Which is why I included that video instead of the 1 piece of wire. Anyway, that's enough talking about wire. The Axis, look at this, dominating the field right now. Got a mid truck going down here with a forward retreat point for Dzaraa. And Taylor Swift actually branching out to his side of the map. And has had some really good success over there. Getting control of that fuel. Going to force the rotation from Dzaraa as well. But here comes a half-track. Is he going to upgrade that with the flamethrowers? He is indeed. And this could be trouble. Probably going to have to get PTRS on his penals here. Doesn't have the munitions though. Let's put some of his munitions on that flamethrower. This could be trouble. Kurjam can, you know, tick anti-tank grenades, but that's not what you want to be doing at this stage of the game, ideally. I suppose Taylor Swift does have the option of some guards. Oof. Not quite at 2 CPs yet, though. He's actually flown quite a lot of manpower, so that does suggest that he is going to go for some guards. Perhaps 2 squads of guards as well, because he hasn't gone for the medics yet. Which you probably take now if you're just going for the single squad of guards. So have them ready to roll. But if you're going for double guards, you might want to try to save enough manpower to make sure you can get both of them as soon as possible. Another truck coming in for Dzaraa. I mean, the Axis fuel has been very strong. By the time he gets that out and into position, he could be very close to being able to tick to tier 4. That flak base up. And the Axis, after rotating to this side, now have lost control of this side. So the Allies are, you know, trying to go wherever the Axis are weak, and it is helping them out a long way. I think one of the main reasons is that the Axis don't have any machine guns right now, so the Allies are just charging on through. In most cases, you know, you probably run into a machine gun, get suppressed and have to retreat, but no machine guns here for the Axis, so the Allies are making some easy territory here. It's allowing them to get back into this game after that rather dreadful start.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
And that is 2 squads of guards indeed from Taylor Swift. Both on the field now. Threatening with this sticky satchel there. Allowing a bit of time for the guards to arrive. Guard's not getting a shot off, he keeps moving them around. There we go. But he has to retreat, and that could be a wipe if he tried to chase. He's not going to. In fact, this could be a wipe as well. Penal's not really connecting there at all.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
So we've got some sweepers out here spotting that mine, which is nice. Because one thing that could really get the Allies back into this game are a couple of cheeky demo charges. Oh, nice mortar shell! And he looks like he's going to pick that one up and steal it. And Dzaraa, he didn't go for the flak base. He's actually going for a walking Stuka. A bit perilous going for a walking Stuka at this stage of the game when you don't have any Raketans. I don't think he's planted any shoe mines anywhere. And when, you know, your opponents could easily have like a speedy T-70 cruising through the map and chasing down and killing you under fire weapons. I mean, I suppose the Stuka at least has 320 health, so at least it takes a bit more punishment, but that might not be the case for much longer. Just saying. And now he's getting Raketten, so he's aware that he needs some anti-tank support, otherwise his walking Stuka could just get steamrolled before it even does anything. Also a pack rolling onto the field for IJustDontCare, so they are ready for if the Soviets choose to unleash some medium tanks, light tanks. DP's there. DP's upgrading now there for Taylor Swift. So his guards are going to be very strong. Especially facing off against these Osttroopen. Facing off against LMG Grenadiers, that's a much more even match. But the Osttroopen don't stand much of a chance. Anyway, Walking Stuka coming in. Targeting the guards. Guards dodge that. Pretty reasonable barrage location. You know, if he retreated, he'd be retreating right into the barrage. I'm going to go past that fence there, so not a bad idea. But ideally you want to be targeting team weapons with your Walking Stuka. It's just I don't think he really had sight of them at the time. Oh no. Maxim was targeting their retreating squad. So it's targets now, but it's taking quite a lot of damage. Suppression you can see there is just not doing the job they're used to. Especially if ooh, nice assist barrage shot. Especially if the opponents are on light cover already. I suppose no, they played around with that. They changed the suppression modifiers for the Maxim, which was a very clumsy way to fix it. I don't really like the Maxim changes. Here we're seeing some PPSH conscripts, which means Soviet shock army for Kurjam. Makes me think he's probably going to go for a howitzer at some stage. But does have to worry about the railway artillery. Especially if Dzaraa goes for spec ops, you can use the artillery flares to allow the railway artillery to be popped on that howitzer. Very hard for a howitzer to stay alive in a 2v2 match. Especially as the Axis. More of their 2v2 commanders seem to have, you know, recon. And a lot of the Stuka dive bomb commanders are very popular as well. Their artillery is good because its first shell is very accurate. Follow-up shells are not, but the first shell is very accurate. Should knock out the house on that first shell. It's a very reliable way to kill the howitzer. There's the Walking Stuka targeting, it looks like maybe the mortar teams. Oh! Oh, wow. That was a big shot. Wipes one of them. That's because he's got that IR searchlight out there now. Spotting those team weapons in the enemy territories. Just brought up to try and attack ground. The IR searchlight doesn't quite hit it though. And so he's got all these squads here, but they can't fight against these pioneers. I mean, communists with the flamethrower and the guards. They're just getting pushed back. I just don't care. He's actually transitioned to 3 grenadiers, which is a pretty horrible idea. I mean, 2 you can maybe get away with, but 3 seems very excessive to me. Typically, you'd see players go for maybe snipers to team up with the Osttroopen. Very economical in terms of manpower, because you know you bleed models from your Osttroopen, very cheap to reinforce. Snipers bleed nothing, and you rack up some good kills, and pretty good against the guards as well. You know, don't have to get close with your snipers to deal with those LMG guards, but I just don't care as not doing that. He does have a lot of boots on the ground though. That's probably why the Allies chose not to get anything from tier 3. Well, just I say that Kurjam goes for T70 extremely late. This is a terrible idea. Look how much fuel he has. He could have made his next stage of tech and got out T34 by now. With the amount of resources he has, this is a mistake. We do have a Katyusha, and that is not a mistake. Good unit, especially because it's a lot of infantry for them to fire at. I mean, he can just blind fire anywhere on the map. It's going to hit something.
Enemy forces are capturing our support
between all these squads from IJustDontCare, and Dzaraa also has quite a portfolio. Oh, here we go. First barrage coming in. Stuka. What's that targeting? Oh no! Annihilates one of the guards. Almost takes down another one and kills a mortar team. That was the monster barrage. 19 kills. That was a crushing blow to Taylor Swift. We rebuilt those guards instantly, but that is a big hit. Also losing that mortar team again really sucks. Taylor Swift has been doing a good job with his sniper though. 24 kills in 15-16 minutes. That's a good kill rate.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
But yeah, I mean, what Taylor Swift really needs to have happen is all these squads need to retreat, and then he needs to target the forward retreat point, and then hope that Dzaraa is a bit late on the reactions to cancel the retreat point and force all his troops to go back to base. Targeting infantry is a bit unreliable. What was that? Oh, I was like, what was that? Was that a howitzer shell? No. It's the Brumbear. I did hear him tick to tier 4. I wasn't paying attention to what was in the queue though, and there is the Brumbear. Do we have one Zis on the field, but not really the ideal counter to this. At the very least though, the VP is pretty even, despite what I feel like is a bit of a disadvantage to this point for the Allies. Okay, Katyusha barrage. Reasonably on target. Don't think I got that many kills. 5 kills over 2 barrages. Oh, he goes to the walking Stuka counter barrage. Nice attempt there. Walking Stuka can kill the Katyusha with its rockets. Katyusha has just about no armor. Walking Stuka rockets penetrate it easily and do heaps of damage. That was actually a really good Stuka barrage, because even if he missed the Katyusha, he's still getting the mortar teams. Oh, this could be a wipe. Yeah, that's no good. Late retreat there. Now we've got those LNG greens singing. Of course, we need those guards. Panzerwerfer coming in for IJustDontCare. I mean, you've seen how bad this T-70 is though, right? Really a waste of fuel. I mean, he's got 4 kills. Got so late in the game. Really, really bad idea. And remember, Kurjam, this is Kurjam, you know, it's not like this is Taylor Swift who could be thinking about saving for the 152. And probably is thinking about that, having seen his opponent's commanders with no elephant or Yag Tiger in the loadouts. This is Kurjam, who has nothing, no call-ins. Has to rely on his tech tanks, so you think going straight for tier 4 tank would be the best. So he's spending quite a long time on tier 3, I think that's a mistake. This team could really do with another Katyusha as well. Okay, now he's targeting the forward retreat point. Ooh, gets a couple kills, and there's a Werfer barrage. Not getting much done. And here comes a walking Stuka barrage. My god! Rockets are raining down from both sides.
sector.
So the SU-76 is in range of the Raketen. Maybe not quite. Now it will be. Misses, hits the wall with that first shot. And this is where the Allies can struggle. I mean, his forward retreat point base so close to the middle VP. Dzaraa really doesn't have to worry about retreating too far. It's leading to some very good central VP control for the Axis here. Making it very tough for the Allies. In fact, they're suffering against triple cap right now. He stole a pack. Did I just miss a pack steal at some point? That's a bit of a shame. There's been plenty of action though this game. Guards making a good push through center, doing a lot of damage. Those folks always stays in the flames for way too long, almost loses himself to the squad. And the Brumbear clears out the Zis. Series fails to penetrate and misses. Guards come back in. But they're on quite low still. Looks like he's going to try to kill the Zis with his Raketen. Oh, nice predictive Katyusha barrage there. But he keeps running on through it. And folks just running straight up. They do not care. T70 just about to hit V1. But as I was saying, very bad timing on its T70 production. It's really done close to nothing. Katyusha, you know, it's 10 kills, it's going alright. Can't need another one, but that could be troublesome getting another one, because here comes a Panther. All it takes is one shot and those Katyushas go down to the Panther. I don't think I've seen too many mines go down for the Allies. Try and protect that Katyusha, which is what they should be thinking about doing. A few mines down. Is he going to notice that tower? I don't think he is. Ouch, that's going to die. Oh, maybe not. Both those guys look like the LMGs had to reload just the wrong time. And you know, the double maxims are holding off for Kurjam in the center. Uh-oh, here comes the Panther. And we don't have a Zis for Kurjam, remember, that did get destroyed. Oh, and there goes the Katyusha. How did he see that? Is that doing a barrage at the time? I'm not sure. But he picks it up and somehow avoids that mine as well. Comes some more rockets going after the guards, and Gore getting them as well. That thing is having a field day, the walking Stuka. They're to 35 kills already. Where the hell is that this guy? Oh, they destroy the mortar. Oh man, the Allies are getting torn to shreds by all this rocket artillery. Our bunker going up in the center. This is trouble. I mean, Kurjam, he's floating so much, so is Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift probably going to go for the 152. He's just 8 fuel away from that, but Kurjam, there's really no excuse. What is he doing? What is he doing? He must be going for the howitzer, right?
Engineers ready for assignment.
But as I was saying, I mean, very easy to counter that with the railway artillery. If you want to get houses as well, probably should have done that a bit earlier. Between the 8 CPs that the howitzer has unlocked and the 12 CPs of the off map, at least try and get some value from it there. And maybe lock your opponents into a commander that they don't want to use. Anyway, Allies really struggling to keep hold of the VPs. Here comes the 152 though. Oh, and here comes the railway artillery. Watch your guards, mate. Oh, no, the conscripts go down. One more shell. Okay. Guards, oh! I mean, the 152 just one-shot a squad there. I don't know where the Volksreed is. And Panther being forced back by the stolen pack. He's gone for a second squad of engineers. And, oh, he's used it to build his tech and he's gone for SU-70. Or SU-85 rather. He's gone for some shock troops as well. Not sure if I'd be going for shock troops at this stage. I mean, what's bleeding the manpower right now? It's the rocket artillery, and shock troops body armor is not going to help against that, and shock troops are also much more expensive to reinforce than the conscripts. Oh wow! Okay, finally the T-70 pulls its weight, gets a kill, and a dropped LMG there. And this is where the Axis could be in trouble. As I was saying, they don't have any tank destroyer. I mean, they don't have the big boys. He's actually called in the artillery flares and locked in spare cops. But I don't think that's a... it's not a command Panther, it's just a regular Panther. Panther coming down the side, just going to run into SU-85, SU-76. He's taking a lot of damage. Could go down. No. Both those shots failed to penetrate, and both of them would be required to penetrate to get the kill there, I believe. But the 152's getting some good hits in here. So are these tank destroyers for Kurjam. Yeah, that was a waste of a grenade. I mean, maybe if he did it on the garrison, that would have made a bit more sense. But I don't know if they fixed the shock troop grenade yet. They fixed it, then they broke it again. I'm not sure if they refixed it. I think it may still be the only grenade in the game that does half damage to garrison cover. Every other grenade does full damage. At the very least, I'm like 80% sure that it doesn't do any damage to garrisons. I think it's got the wrong explosion type categorization. Stuka narrowly misses the mark there, but with the arrival of this SU-85 and the 152, the Allies are making some good headway here. The problem is, you know, there are a couple Panthers here for the Axis. Got to be careful that that 152 doesn't get flanked, and that's where mines come into this. There should be mines all down this flank for the Allies. Similar for the SU-85 as well. We don't want them getting flanked by the Panthers. Oh man, that is nasty. That is really nasty. Flares come in. Swift trying to play cautiously. Doesn't want to lose his 152. Knows that if he loses it, it's probably going to be game over for the Allies. Two Raketans creeping around as well. Panther going forwards. Going to run into the pack, which is activate target weak point. Doesn't quite get the shot off though. So no stun. Another walking Stuka pros. In fact, he's got a second walking Stuka. I didn't notice that. I was thinking, whoa, that thing's recharging fast, and it does. You know, once it hits the Vet 2, it gets both of its like recharge bonuses at Vet 1 and Vet 2, so it does recharge way faster. But no, he actually went for a second one. S-35 getting a bit out of position in front of the Panther. Panther also forcing away this 152. Did he keep hold of his Zis? Doesn't. Oh, that wasn't a Zis as well. That was a stolen pack, and that's dead now. Uh-oh. Brumbear could be in trouble here. Two tank destroyers taking him down. Nice anti-tank grenade there. And in comes a bombing run. From which angle though? Oh, that is not the... Oh no, that's not the bombing run. That's the Sterovic strafe. I thought that was the bombing run there. I was like, oh damn. It's brought in from the wrong side because... You know, the plane came from this angle. We should probably want to bring it in from this angle for the bombing run. Minimize that plane travel time and make those bombs arrive a bit quicker. Especially on a long map like Rails and Metal. The kid's in big trouble. Very late retreat here. And that is taking a walloping. I think he switched to the armor-piercing rounds here on his 152. Can't recall if they do 200 or 240 damage. I think it might be 240. Anyway, penetration on them is nothing special though. Better than the medium tank, but not nearly as good as the Elephant or the Yak Tiger. Oh, he takes down the Werfer. Nice shot there, and here comes EC-85 in support. Panther's buttoned. This could be the end of the Panther. Still buttoned. Oh, two shots missed though. In comes the railway artillery, but doesn't matter. The Su-76 from the side gets the kill. He gets out in the nick of time, dodging that railway strike. Huge losses there for IJustDontCare, and that can happen when you select a doctrine with no passive tactician against guards. You need that smoke to break the button. I think that was double button as well, but you know, he did have two squads of guards there. So that's, that Panther was immobilized. Oh man! This 152 is having a field day. Usually, firing from this angle, you know, you can see the elevation changes there. The projectiles usually connect with the road, but he's getting some really good hits in with it. And yeah, I mean, he's knocked out the Werfer, knocked out a Panther. Now so he's even getting aggressive. Look at that hit! Long range, takes down a whole gang of stern ponies. 28 kills on this already. That is massive. It's only got one vehicle. Doesn't have any vehicles destroyed. I'm sure it killed the Panzerwerfer though. Maybe that was the guards. Stuka doesn't quite kill the Penals. Uh-oh, this could be trouble. Command Panther now chasing down S-285. Got a stolen Raketen here, but that is dead. That is so dead. Su-76 is there, but extremely low. Can't offer much support to the 152. Looks like he's trying to disengage. Now perhaps worried about mines. His opponent's ally. Oh, what is this? 152 takes down the Panther long range. Wow. Takes a long time to switch ammo. But he made it work there. Takes down the Panther, and now their Axis are in big trouble. They lost 2 Panthers, they lost their Werfer. And you can see Dzaraa really doesn't have that much infantry left. IJustDontCare has also suffered a few casualties. He's only got 1 squad of Osttrooper left. And another squad just goes down there. That was a late retreat. I think that was on Stern Pioneers. No, it must have been on Squad LMG Greens, looks like. Still, the Allies only have 126 VPs left. Gotta keep that in mind. They're not out of the reeds yet. And they still have to break this stronghold over here with all these bunkers. Especially could be hard, you know, without Taylor Swift having the S-35 anymore to use its focus sight mode, which is very good at killing the bunkers, but it doesn't have that ability right now. It's going to have to rely on these stolen Raketans. It's not ideal because of their short range and their ability to be suppressed, not that good against bunkers. Kurjam feeling confident, pushing the flak base with his S-35 on. Doesn't even need to use focus sight mode. Oh no! Oh no, he got out in the nick of time. Had sight because of that building there. We've got SU-76 barrage coming in. This flak base could be in trouble here. Uh-oh, 152's in trouble though. Looks like it may have run over a Telemine. There were quite a few out here. Panther trying to flank it. Panther does have slow rate of fire though, and this thing does have quite a lot of health. It's getting buttoned. SU-76 from the side. Panther having trouble getting the job done. Needs his brother. No, he runs over a mine there. It looks like that one, that teller that was there got swept and another mine got planted in its place. Panther bounces on the frontal line. We've got the incendiary strike from the walking Stuka. And there goes the Panther. He's failing to penetrate several times with a slow rate of fire as well. And then continuously getting buttoned. That did not work out well at all. No support during that, remember. No infantry pushing up with that Panther to force away the guards. So that's not what you want to be doing. Sitting in your tanks unsupported. I know that... Oh, and he's lost his tech structure whilst that was going on too. That is bad news. Dzaraa is in big trouble. Luckily, doesn't need his tech structure to call on the Command Panther, but still not good news. And the incendiary rockets do not share a cooldown with the regular rockets. Oh wow! There goes that mortar team. Looks like the squad just went down there. Is that Pioneer squad? Stug now built. So that means he must have backticked. Gone for tier 3. He's trying to mass some Stugs, which are pretty good against the 152. Not so good against the vetted up SU-85, so... Oh man. Was there a patch or something? It's like my veterancy mod. No, it's just for Vet 2 of the of the SU-85. It's not showing what it does. I believe it's only penetration though, right? Oh, inaccuracy, okay. Oh! I thought that's going to be a wipe there. 152 has had a field day. It's been so good this guy. Oh no! IL-2's wide. Take down those stern pioneers. I imagine Dzaraa just says, yeah, he's got nothing left right now. Remember, walking Stukas do occupy, I think it's what, 14 supply? Yeah, 14 supply. Very expensive unit compared to most of the other indirect fire weapons or rocket artillery weapons. Do tax your manpower quite a lot. That Katyusha just cleaning up now. Dzaraa is about to lose his forward retreat point here, looks like. So the Stugs pick up the vetted up Su-76. Now they're trying to back away from the Su-85. Just hard on their heels. .152's just wrecking Dzaraa right here. He's trying to hang on for that next command panther, but he is in deep, deep trouble. What really needs to happen is the Axis probably need to abandon trying to push over here. IJustDontCare needs to forget about that. Move back more over to this. Try help his ally out. Try to pair up his Stugs with 3 Stugs. With their tremendous rate of fire, they could turn this game around quite easily. If they knock out, you know, the 152, which they could quite easily. The problem is they just don't have that much. It's good against the guards right now. Lost a lot of the infantry to the 152. Oh, this was a suicide mission. Oh man, that was just such a waste of a tank. Satchel goes on. Almost wipes the stolen Raketen with it. Lucky to escape there. Fresh Katyusha for Taylor Swift after losing his vetted up one to that Panther earlier. I probably would have gone for maybe a T-34 though, myself. Just to try and keep the flanks of the 152 safe against enemy tanks. Seems like that's perhaps not going to be the biggest issue. Oh, in fact, the Axis is going to surrender right there. And fair enough, I mean, they lost most of their stuff. As you can see, the army is much, much weaker. And they just didn't have the counter to the 152. Once that hit the field, the game completely turned around. Axis got way too reckless with their Panthers, losing them basically for free. No infantry support with their Panthers, or if there was, it was not enough. And they lost their momentum right there. Good tank destroy play by Kurjam and Taylor Swift as well. Quite impressive. I mean, I was surprised. Quite often when I use the 152, it's been a while since I've used it because it's not that good. But changing the rounds takes a long time, and I often don't even do it. I just try and rely on the main guns, HE penetrating, which doesn't really happen that much. But perhaps I should reconsider maybe switching back to the AP rounds when facing off against Panthers and the like. And yeah, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.